Oh man, myself and Garrin Lambley, sports editor of Sports 24, chatting about what is going to be an awesome sporting weekend. Two major tournaments making their return this weekend. Of course, plenty for sports fans to take in. We've got the start of the Rugby Championships and a brand new PSL season kicks off with some incredible fixtures. We couldn't have written the script any better. I don't know why, when I broach the rugby, I'm feeling quite philosophical, a little bit emotional about this. Tread lightly, for it is upon my dreams that you tread, Springboks. I think after a much improved performance against France, in fact, a whitewashed 3-0 series win, so much hope around the Springbok brand. So much hope attached to Super Rugby performances with the Lions doing so well, Western Province really improving, in fact, right across the board, a leap forward, a quantum leap forward. But now it's up against the big guns again. We finished third in the Rugby Championships last time round. It was a bit of a damp squib, I think. How are you feeling about the start, obviously up against the Pumas, a dream start for us tomorrow in Port Elizabeth? Where's your headspace?
Graham, to be honest, I'm cautiously optimistic. As you say, third place last year in the Rugby Championships. If we don't finish at least second this year, I think it'll be a major failure. And when you look at the Super Rugby, you look how poor the Jaguars were, which is basically the Argentina national side.
Much, yeah.
And then you look at the Australian 5 Super Rugby sides, how poorly they did. Granted, they can still put together a fairly strong, fairly decent 23-man squad to represent the Wallabies.
Yeah.
But if we don't beat the Pumas both home and away, and the Wallabies home and away, I think it's a step backwards for us, to be quite honest. Coming off that whitewash you mentioned against France in mid-year in June, where we looked really, really good. A lot is expected of Alistair Coetzee and his team this year. Obviously, we're missing Warren Whiteley. That could be a massive blow.
A talisman, yeah.
Our inspirational skipper. There are still 7 Lions players in the starting 15. Obviously the Lions, we know, got to the final of the Super Rugby again, falling short at the final hurdle, unfortunately for them, against a really impressive Crusaders team, as we mentioned. So, I'm confident that we'll get off to a winning start in PE this weekend. We'll probably beat Argentina away, but then the real tough matches start when you go to Australasia and you have to go and play back-to-back against the mighty All Blacks and the Wallabies.
And of course, the All Blacks coming off that Lions tour, which would have tested their squad, depth. When we look specifically at Argentina, they're without Issa, but can they offer anything? Or do you think we're going to see that same kind of, slowing down the ball at the breakdown, disruptive kind of play, as opposed to them looking to attack and beat us on points?
I think so. They're going to play to their strength, which is obviously their scrum, their tight 5. They're pretty competitive up front. Their front 8 are going to be a match. I think the Springbok pack, as far as that goes, the backline might be where we have a slight advantage. The Argentinians, they tend to play on passion, that Latin passion, and they'll be competitive for an hour, maybe even 70 minutes. But it's the last 15 to 20 minutes where I think we could run away with things.
That Super Rugby fitness will hopefully kick in. And then quickly, finally, obviously the PSL returns. We've got a couple of awesome fixtures. We've got 1 playing 3 from last year. Wits, their first big win. Will they continue that momentum? A great test for them up against Cape Town City.
Absolutely. As you say, third place Cape Town City last year, the fairy tale team of the PSL. They have lost Eric Tinkler, their coach. It's a big, big change for them. But they have got Benny McCarthy back in charge of his first real top-flight coaching job. But Wits have earned the right to host the first match of the season. They're going to be tough to beat this year. Not to count out, obviously, Mablandi Sundowns, the most successful South African national domestic team with 7 titles to date. They'll be looking for an 8th. They're playing Supersport United this on Saturday, so that should be a humdinger as well, but I can't wait for the PSL to kick off.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And of course, Eric Tinkler now at Supersport, and Gavin Hunt won't be there after he got banned after the MTN 8 finals. Garrin Lambley, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Soak it all up, so it's your job to just sit and watch sport this weekend. We give you free reign, but you can let us know which teams you are supporting this weekend in the PSL and what you think the Springboks are going to do. It's going to be an awesome sporting weekend.